Instagram, but I just came on here to tell you, hey, go to the bit.ly link. Okay, and we're live on YouTube. We're just waiting for some people to join, and then we'll get started. So if you go to the link in the bio, then that's where you'll find me there, if you're on Instagram now. Okay, and if you're starting to join, I'm just going to ask you to say hello in the comment section, just so I know who's joining, and we can announce today's winner, and we'll talk about next class and how to enter to win that consult. Hey, Louis, so I'm going live on YouTube. I'm going to be doing this on Instagram. So please go to the bit.ly link that's in my bio on Instagram. Click on that. That'll take you to the YouTube. It's already live. I'm just trying to get people all in the same feed. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome, but I'm going to YouTube. So I'm shutting down the Instagram live because Instagram stops after an hour, and YouTube I could go on for as long as I want, and classes tend to be 90 minutes. Go to the link on the bio. It's the bit.ly link that'll take you to YouTube live, and we'll go there, okay? So if you can do that, Gin Tonic, that'd be awesome, and we're gonna get started in just a couple more minutes. This is going to be interesting when you have to like look at this again. Like the first few minutes of this video are just going to be awkward. Okay. Yeah, come to YouTube. Okay, I'm going to shut down the Instagram feed. And I'm going to stay on YouTube and just wait a couple minutes. I have to figure out. I have to figure out how to cut out the first few minutes of this YouTube feed because it's just going to be awkward. I can move this a bit. Okay, so if you're joining us live, if you could just, yeah, Louise just said hi. Hey, Louise. If you could just post in a comment or even just say hi so I know who's here. If you have a question about something you'd like to explore or work with today, I'm going to ask you to put that question in the comment section as well, and I'll address it. Hi, Ginny. No, Irene's not here yet, but if you want to give her a call, say, hi, Irene, you know, Mark is live. Hi, Irene. I kind of put those two into one word. Give her a call and just let her know that we're starting. I had another student, Shane McClear, ask me to do some work on jumping forward, jumping through. How do we do that? If I can review that, so I will be reviewing that today. We got a few more people joining in. If you can just type in hello, please, so I know who's joining. And if you do have a question about today, like something you want to work on or something you're not sure about, please let me know, and I'll be sure to incorporate that. Oh, Francisca, how are you? I love your art. You do some beautiful artwork. I hope you keep that up. It's very MoMA. I get a strong Matisse feeling from your work. I don't know if you have that as one of your influences or not, but he's one of my favorite artists. Well, and thank you, because when you share it, it raises my vibe. It's cool when you go on any social media and you see people doing what they love to do. It's inspiring. It's like, oh wow, look at the amazing things human beings can do, that they're capable of. I stink at art. I can't paint to save my life, but I really love it. I really do appreciate and enjoy it. So keep doing that. Keep doing everything you're doing. I have to find a way, though, to edit out this first chunk of like awkward minutes where we're just waiting and, hey, everyone, we're just waiting for a few more people to join. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Vivian, hey, how you doing? Well, thank you for hanging out, because then it makes me feel like I'm somewhat important. If you do have an income, then please, if you can, make a small donation to a local food bank, to a hospital, to a homeless shelter, something like that. If you're not making an income, though, I don't want you to pay anything, but just to keep the vibe positive around the world, I'm going to ask you to send 1 or 2 messages to anyone who you're thinking about and say something positive to them. That's it. Just a random act of kindness where you're saying hello to someone and I hope you're well. I've been thinking about you. Give them something nice. That'd be great. Yeah, my classes keep me sane. There is a selfish interest too. Thanks for that, Vivian. It's my time where I'm here for just about 2 hours where I'm doing intense work and then chatting with people afterwards. So today's winner, by the way, for tagging me and tagging 5 friends on Instagram is Louise Lee. Stuck with, and I'm going to help her work through that. So today. Or if you can have a record thing on your phone for a little bit, you record a little bit, and then tag at Flow and Flux Live. Tag about 5 of your friends, give or take, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And then you have a chance to win the consultation next time. Mercedes won for our last class, and we had a fantastic consultation on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to our consultation today with Louise. And someone's going to win on Sunday. So even if you've already done that, if you've tagged 5 friends, you still have a chance to win. Don't think that, oh, I lost and forget it. No, you're still in the game. Okay, I think we can get started. I think. Ginny, any luck on Irene? Or Lana? Okay. To start the class, you're going to need socks and hopefully a wooden floor. If you're on carpet, that might give you a little bit of burn. But we're going to do some sliding work on the feet to do some core work that's going to access the muscles that we use for jumping forward specifically. So I'm going to get my socks on, and we're going to kind of get started. Okay, so I got on my socks, and maybe it's better if I do this sideways on the floor like this so you can see me a bit better. I'm going to start off in a plank, and I'm just going to come on the tops of my feet, some on my toes, and I'm going to drag the knees in towards my chest like that, and then bring the legs back. Just slide them back. So I'm developing a core contraction, and that's a very deep contraction in the front of the body. That's going to help me jump through. So do that a couple times if you haven't already. Here is another thought. As you're doing that, draw the arms back. So your arms, knees draw forward. So your top of the body is pushing down. The bottom of the body is pushing up. And we're getting a deep contraction here. Take a break if you need, because that's an intense amount of work. Okay, now we're going to try to work a bit of a pike. So we're doing the same thing. We start off in plank. It's like the action of drawing your arms back, but this time we keep the legs straight and we work the hips up. So we start here in plank, drag the hands back, legs are straight, hips up, and then come back down. Hips up, same thing. It's still a deep contraction of the core. Try that a couple times. Draw your arms back, bring your feet towards the hands, really lifting up in your core. You're going to probably be already very warm right now if you're doing that. Breathe. Okay, now with your mat, I'm going to go sideways here so you can see me a bit better. I'm going to lose the socks now. Okay, are we doing okay? Hey, Cornetto, how are you? Bonjour, ça va? Bienvenue. That's all my French. I'm joking. I do speak a bit more than that. But anyhow, thanks for coming in. We're doing some core work. And it's okay if you missed the first bit. So right now we're going to do some practice jumping forward into a seated position and what actions you want to do to, or you need to, that'll help you get there. So just watch this next exercise. I'm going to practice jumping up and coming back down the same place. I have my book that I'm going to put towards the center of the mat. And I'm going to take my downward dog with this just underneath me. So And we're just watching now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to practice getting height and practice being comfortable on my hands. My middle fingers pointing forward. My hands are nice and wide. Arms are straight, and I rotate the armpits in. Because when I rotate the armpits in, I'm engaging the latissimus muscle. That's a larger muscle group that's going to support the weight of my body. Now, I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to practice jumping and getting height. So bend the knees. When I bend the knees, keep the knees together. If your knees splay out to the side, you're losing potential power. So you want to make sure the knees are parallel and they're touching your rib cage. I keep my gaze up to help me balance. So when I lift, it looks like this. We're just going to get some height like that now. So bend the knees, launch. When you're up in the air, squeeze your knees together like you have a piece of paper between them. Bend the knees, launch, squeeze, come back down. Bend the knees, look up, launch, come back down. One more time. Bend the knees, launch, squeeze, come back down. So if you haven't tried that yet, try it a couple times. Oh, Regina Nose is here. Hi, Regina. Fantastic. Okay. So we're practicing getting height, and that's a good thing if you've done that already. Now we're going to practice jumping forward into a seated position. And I hope you can see me okay here. So, ideally, we're going to jump right through. I jumped forward and not up anymore because my shoulders have decided to tell me where to go. So jump through, just watch for now. Jump through looks like this. Okay? We're going to do that in stages. So we're starting in downward dog. We're going to bend the knees. When we're in the air, we're going to cross the shins and land on the tops of the feet, just behind the hands. So I'm going to bend the knees, jump, cross, tops of the feet. So from downward dog, bend the knees, jump, cross, tops of the feet. That's all you have to do for now. Bend your knees, jump, cross, tops of the feet. Try that a couple times. It's awkward for people because people tend to flex their feet and they're jumping like this, right? And it's okay if you do it one leg at a time. Top of one foot, top of the other. Top of one foot, cross, top of the other. Add a jump to that now. Try that. If you're stuck, if you're confused, go ahead and type in a question. If you're just joining us, I'm going to ask you to take a picture of yourself at some point today in your practice and post on Instagram, tag me and a few other friends. If you haven't won yet, you will win. Louise Lee won for our last class. Louise, I used to teach years ago in Richmond Hill. Louise is a school teacher and a mom, and it's just nice to reconnect with people and help them out. Okay, let's get back to our jump through now. So, bend the knees, launch, cross, tops of the feet. From here, push the hands down, round your front, start to walk your feet forward. Walk forward, walk forward, walk forward until your legs come through. It's okay if you collapse in that. It's okay if you get some books on the side to give you a little bit of extra height. That's not a cheat. So don't ever think you're cheating when you use a blocker. You're not. That's nonsense. So here are my blocks, tops the feet, round my front, push the floor away, lift my hips up, walk the feet through, walk the feet through, walk the feet through. If you can do that for your jump throughs today, your core is going to get very strong, very fast. If you do that after a few practices, so you're getting that deep contraction of pushing through, okay? I hope that helps you for now. We'll work next class on jumping back, which is, it's a bit harder because there's no momentum. In this version, jumping forward, I'm using my weight to propel me forward. When you're jumping back, you're lifting dead weight and there's no propelling. So it's a bit more challenging, but essentially, you're crossing the shins, push into your hands, walk your feet back, walk your feet back, walk your feet back. You can just start doing that today. That is already deep work here in your core. Okay, so without further ado, we'll get started. And I have music. Yay. Okay. You gotta love my old man eyes. Oh, let's see what music do I have here today. Okay. Here we go. Okay, let's come to the front of the mat. I know, yes, music, Jenny, I know. Can you hear the music? It's playing on my little speaker here at the side. Okay, so come to the front of your mat. Press your feet down, lift up your thighs. Breathe. Using your core takes up a lot of oxygen, so you really need to have deep inhales this whole time. And we'll begin. Strong legs. Inhale, bring your arms up, gaze up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up, hold the belly in. Exhale, push into your hands, step or jump back, and lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, lift up into downward dog. Hold here for 5 breaths. You're probably nice and warm already, that's a good thing. That's 1. Spread your fingers, spread the toes. Make the arms and legs as straight as you can. 2, lift your rib cage up and shift it back towards the hips so you send weight towards your heels. 3, push your heels down, lengthen your big toes forward. Lengthen your index fingers forward so the hands are mimicking the feet. 4, and rotate the armpits in towards each other, bringing your shoulder blades away from your spine. 5, as you exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend your knees, step or hop forward. Lengthen your head up, hold your belly in. Exhale, fold, relax your lower back, heavy rib cage. Inhale, push into your feet, come all the way up, reach away from strong legs. Exhale, Samasthiti. Let's do that again. Strong legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Hold the belly in. Exhale, push into your hands, step or jump back. You can hold plank, option to lower chaturanga, but contain your core. Inhale, upward dog. Full breath. Exhale, lift your rib cage up and back. Downward dog. Hold there and breathe. Sound your breath. And that's 1. So again, slow down your inhale. Control the exhale. Very important. 2, straightening your arms and legs. Hold the belly in. Curl the tail to your chest. 3, armpits are rolling in. Keep your gaze up. 4, if you want, we can try that fancy jump that we did earlier today. Keep your gaze up now. 5, bend your knees a lot. Inhale, launch, squeeze, feet to the hands, head up. Exhale, fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, push into your feet, come all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Once more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up, hold the belly in. Exhale, step or jump back and lower, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog, full breath. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Hold there. 1, long arms, long legs, long spine, long breath, over and over. 2, hold the belly in, curl the tail to your chest, roll the armpits in. 3, heels down, big toes forward, index fingers forward. 4, get ready to do your big jump again if you can. 5, exhale, bend your knees, keep the knees contained, gaze up. Inhale, launch off the legs, squeeze your legs, feet to the hands. Exhale and fold. It's okay if that was messy, totally fine. Inhale, work your way all the way back up. Exhale, Samasthiti, Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward, arms up, squeeze your legs, contain your front. Exhale and fold, hands down by the feet. Inhale. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog, full breath. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Turn your left foot into a 45-degree angle. Step the right foot forward, stay low. Inhale up, hinging from your pelvis. Reach your hands higher, tail lower. Exhale, bring the hands down. Straighten your right leg, get back, lower down, chaturanga. Contain your front. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Turn right, step left. Stay low. Hinge from your pelvis as you come up. Bend your front knee more. Hands higher, tail lower. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back, lower. Chaturanga, strong front. Slow inhale, upward dog. Don't rush the movement. Slow exhale, downward dog. Sound your breath. Totally fine to take a break in child's pose. I'm still your friend. You haven't lost karmic points. That's already one. Slow down your inhales. Control the exhales. Lana, how are you? Welcome. 2, long arms and legs, belly in, breath in your rib cage. Slow it down. 3, still rolling your armpits in, keeping your shoulders safe. 4, 5, as you exhale, gaze forward, bend your knees. Inhale. If you want to try the big jump, go ahead. Otherwise, step forward. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward, contain your front, arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi, once more. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward, containing that front the whole time. Exhale and fold, relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up, holding your belly in. Exhale, push into your hands, step or jump back and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, slow breath. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Turn left, step right. Stay low, hinge from your pelvis. Inhaling, arms higher, tail lower. Exhale, hands down. Straighten your right leg, step back, lower. Slow inhale every time. Doesn't matter if you're off my count. Slow exhale every time. Turn right, step left. Stay low, hinging from your pelvis. Hands higher, tail lower. Exhale, bring your hands down. Straighten your left leg, drag it back lower. Slow inhale, upward dog. Slow exhale, downward dog. Sound your breath. That's 1. Slow down the inhale. Control the exhale. 2, long arms and legs, belly in, breath in your rib cage, slow breathing. Calming down your heart. 3. 4. 5, as you exhale, gaze forward. Inhale, bend your knees, step or hop. Lengthen head up. Exhale, fold, relax your lower back, heavy ribs. Inhale, bend your knees, tail forward, arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Separate your feet hip distance. Inhale, reach down, catch your big toes, lengthen your head up. Exhale, let your rib cage be heavy as you fold forward. You can even bring your hands on the ribs to find that extra weight and you get extra length in your lower back. That's 1. Lean your hips forward. Press the feet down. Work your legs straighter. 2. Imagine a string on your belly button that's lifting up. Lengthen your rib cage down to the floor, away from the belly. 3. Bend the elbows so you're using your biceps, but bring the shoulders away from the ears. So you're not hunching. 4. 5. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, stay there, do nothing. Next, inhale, step on the palms, the soles of the feet. Toes touch the wrists. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back. Padahastasana, hand-foot pose. That's literally what it's called. 1. Lean your hips forward. Press the feet into the hands. Try to make your legs straighter. 2. String in the belly button, lifting up, and you lengthen your rib cage down, away from your belly. 3. Bending your elbows, shoulder blades away from the ears. I know it's tricky to remember. 4. And 5. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, work your way back up into standing. Samastitihi. Trikonasana. Inhale. I'm just going to step my left foot back. It's okay if you step your right foot back. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, shift your hips towards the back. Reach towards the front. Bring your right hand down on the shin. The ankle may be the foot. You can keep the left hand on the hip or bring it up to the ceiling. Hold there. Oof. 1. Favor the inner edge of your front foot. Work the front leg longer. Maybe lift your big toe. 2. Keep your back leg strong. Contain your core shape to find length. Bring your chest back and hips forward. 3. Push your top hand forward like you're pushing into a wall. Now twist your chest up towards it. 4. Right shoulder blade down the back. Notice how it wants to hunch a bit. 5. Exhale, look down. We'll do Ardha Chandrasana. Bring your right hand forward about a foot. Left hand on your hip and inhale your left leg up. So that's a pose. You can hold that. Maybe release your left hand up. That's 1. Strong back leg. Maybe lift up higher. 2. Strengthen your core. Contain that core shape. That's very important. 3. Maybe push that top hand forward. Twist up, but keep that back leg strong. 4. And 5. Exhale, look down. Drop your foot. Inhale up. Pivot the feet to the back. Exhale, shift your hips towards the new back and reach your left hand forward. Left hand comes down on the shin, the ankle, or the foot. Right hand could stay on the hip or reach up towards the ceiling. Hold there. 1. So you still favor the inner edge of the front foot. Working the front leg longer, maybe lift your big toe. 2. Keep the strength in your back leg. Lift your pelvic floor and grow long away from your back leg. 3. Push your top hand forward. Twist your chest up toward the top hand. 4. Left shoulder blade down the back. It gets tricky here. 5. Exhale, look down. Release your left hand forward, 1 foot. Right hand on the hip and inhale your right leg up. That's a pose. Maybe reach your right hand up and hold. 1. Strengthen your back leg. Try to lift it up a bit higher. 2. And keep your core contained. Try to keep that core shape. Lift the pelvis towards your ribs. 3. Use that core shape to lengthen your chest forward. Maybe push your top hand forward. 4. And 5. Exhale, release your right foot down. Inhale, come up, pivot the feet back towards the right. Right hand on the hip, left hand up. Exhale, draw your right hip back, lengthen your left hand forward. The hand can come down the inside edge of the foot, maybe on top, maybe outside edge of the foot. You can stay here with the right hand on your hip and twist up. Maybe release your right hand up. Same karmic points. It doesn't matter how deep you go. It matters how deep you breathe. That's already 1. Slowly inhale. Control your exhale. 2, keep drawing your right hip back. Curl the left hip forward so the hips are squaring. Contain that front shape. 3, push your top hand forward like you're pushing into a wall. Resist the bottom hand against the foot. You'll get a deeper twist. 4, lengthen and twist. 5, exhale, look down. Well done. Inhale up. Turn your feet to the back. Left hand on the hip, right hand up. Exhale, really pull your left hip back and reach your right hand forward. Hand comes down on the inside edge, on top, or outside edge. Left hand stays on the hip when you twist up. Maybe release the hand up. 1. You still favor the inner edge of your front foot, working the front leg longer. 2. Left hip back, right hip forward. Contain your front. Use the core to lengthen. 3. Push your top hand forward. Resist the bottom hand against the foot. It'll help you twist more. 4. 5. Exhale, look down. Well done. Inhale, coming all the way back up. This time we'll take a bit of a wider stance for Parsvakonasana. And we're going towards the right. Curl your back toes inside 90 degrees. Don't square your hips to the right. Square your hips up to the side. Keep contained here in your core as you bend the right knee. So you want to be as straight as possible. Then bring your right elbow on the knee. Left arm above the left ear. Maybe bring your right hand down. Keep the gaze up. Sound your breath. Most important part every time. 1. Curl the back toes inwards. Strengthen your back leg. Open up the knees to the wall behind you. 2. The pinky side of your left hand is chopping down. As you chop down, twist your chest up as much as you can. 3. Find that core shape. Use the core to help you lengthen and twist. 4. Push your head back. You'll twist up more. 5. Exhale, look down. We'll just do the other side. Straighten your right leg. Turn the feet towards the front. Exhale, bend your left knee. Left elbow on the knee, right arm above the right ear. You can stay here. Maybe bring the left hand down the outside edge of the foot. Keep the gaze up. Sound your breath. 1. So you're still opening up the knees towards the wall behind you. 2. The pinky side of your right hand is chopping down. You twist your chest up. That's the whole point. 3. Contain your core. Use your core to help you lengthen, then twist up. 4, push your head back. You'll twist it more. 5, exhale, look down. Well done. Inhale up, turn your feet towards the front of the mat, and exhale, come down to the left knee. So notice how when we twist, there's a bit of a bulging of our spine. Our spine rounds to accommodate the twist. Try lifting your rib cage up. Contain your core. Now twist from the low waist, from the core. And maybe back heel down. That's already 1. You just do what you can. 2, strong back leg. Hold the belly in. 3, sorry, Cornetto, I missed that comment. 4, if you want, we can talk about it quickly at some point after the class. 5, exhale, look down. Okay, inhale, come up, pivot the feet towards the back. Come down into your back knee. Now bring the right elbow across the left knee in a twist. Lift your rib cage up. Contain your core. Use the core to twist. Slide your armpit down towards the knee. And again, you could take the hands in prayer. Maybe right hand down. Maybe strengthen your back leg. Maybe reach your left arm up. And that's 1. If your hands are in prayer, squeeze your palms together. 2, bring the right shoulder blade down the back. Reach your chest forward. 3, find your core shape. Use that to help you twist. 4. And 5, exhale, look down. Well done. Okay, inhale, coming back up. We can close the stance a bit and bring your big toes inwards. So your feet are about 1 leg distance apart. Doesn't matter how tall you are. Hands on your hips. Inhale your chest up. Contain this core. Exhale, hinging from your pelvis, but this core is contained the whole time. Hands down. Inhale, lengthen your head up, holding the belly in, holding your core shape. Exhale and fold, crown the head to 4. Sound your breath. 1, lean your hips forward, press the feet down, try to work your legs straighter. 2, imagine a string in the belly button lifting up, lengthen your rib cage down. 3, squeeze your elbows in, bend your elbows, use the arms to pull your head down more. 4. 5, inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, step your hands forward about 1 foot and start to bring your legs out into the sides for a wide-legged splits. So it's totally fine if you stop here at your tension point, maybe lower down to the elbows. Some people can lower down into the chest. Doesn't matter. You find your tension point, take deep breaths there. 1, the trick is to learn to relax in a tense position. Breathe. 2, contain your core shape, lengthen your chest forward. 3, you don't have to go deeper, you have to breathe deeper. 4. And 5. Okay, let's bring the legs back in towards the original position. Exhale and fold. We'll bring the hands on your lower back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, hold your belly in, find your core shape, and then exhale, you can allow the head to drop, hands to drop behind the head. If you want to roll out your shoulders, go ahead. Stretching out the rotator cuff. That's already 1. Hips forward, feet down, longer legs. 2, if you can, heavy rib cage, let it slide down. 3, let your shoulders roll forward. 4, don't push, let gravity do the work and breathe deeply. 5, inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale back to the front. Samastitihi. Uttita Hasta Parangushtasana, extended leg balancing pose. And you just do what you can. So left hand on your hip. Contain that core shape. So you're lifting the entire pelvic floor. Think of lifting that entire floor up to the ribs and hold that in place. It's a great way to pretend you're at the beach. It's actually more effective. Okay, left hand on the hip. Inhale, your right knee up. I know I'm dreaming of the beach too. Grabbing onto your right big toe or lift the leg straight up. Maybe exhale and fold chin to the shin. You just do what you can. 1, so if your leg is bent, that's fine. Lead the heel forward. Stop at your tension point. 2, if your leg is straight, point the foot, tighten the grip, bend your elbow. 3, drop your right hip. It's going to help you lift the leg higher. 4, right shoulder back and left shoulder forward, so you're squaring to the front. 5, inhale your head up. Exhale the leg or the knee out to the side, gaze to the left. That's where the weight goes. 1, contain that core. Lift that pelvic floor all the way up to the ribs. 2, grow tall away from your pelvic floor. 3, if your leg is straight, bend the elbow, roll the heel forward so you drop the top of the right hip. 4, 5, inhale into center. 1 breath. Catch the outer edge of the foot or the knee, right hand on the hip. Exhale, twist towards the right. 1, grow tall. 2, push the foot into the hand, reach your right hand back. 3, you don't have to go deeper, you just have to breathe deeper. 4, 5, inhale both hands onto your foot for 1 breath if you can. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, release the foot. Hands on your hips, hold. 1, draw the leg into the hip socket. 2, point the right foot but flex the big toe. 3, lifting your pelvic floor, maybe lift your arms. 4 and 5, kick your right leg back, catch it with your right hand, left hand is up. Exhale, you start to fold. Hold there, breathe. 1, you don't have to go deeper, you just have to breathe deeper. 2, balance first, try to find that core again. 3, maybe you kick the foot into the hand, lead the foot up, not out to the side. 4 and 5, inhale, come up and exhale, release, shake it out. That's a lot of work on your left leg. If you do come out, come back in. That's totally normal. That's called practice. It's not about being perfect. It's about practicing the same thing over and over. Right hand on the hip. Contain your core. Lift that pelvic floor. Inhale, lift up your knee, big toe, or leg straight. It's up to you. Exhale, see if you can fold chin to the shin. Hold there. 1. So again, if your leg is bent, lead the heel forward until you reach a tension point. 2, if your leg is straight, point the foot, tighten the grip, bend your elbow. 3, drop your left hip to help you bring the foot higher. 4, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. So we're squaring. 5, inhale, head up. Contain your core as you exhale the leg or the knee out to the side, gaze to the right. 1, I'm putting all the weight into that right foot over and over again. 2, as I drop the weight into the right foot, I can grow tall. 3, if your leg is straight, bend the elbow so you're using the bicep. 4, 5, inhale your leg back into center, catch the outer edge of the foot or the knee with your right hand. Left hand on your hip. It's okay if your leg is bent. Maybe reach your left hand back, and that's 1. Tall and twist. 2, lift your pelvic floor. It's okay to come out and come back in. 3, deep breaths. 4 and 5. Okay, inhale both hands on your leg for 1 breath. Exhale and fold if you can. Then inhale, release the foot. Hands on your hips, hold. 1, point your left foot but flex the big toe. 2, and pull the leg into the hip socket against the strong right leg. This leg has to be active. 3, lift your pelvic floor, maybe reach your hands up. 4 and 5, kick your legs back, catch it with your left hand, right hand is go deeper. You have to breathe. 2, maybe you kick the foot into the hand and lead your foot up. 3, slow down your inhale, control the exhale. 4 and 5. Okay, now come back up, release, shake it out. Breathe. Okay, we're going to just do some hip opening work. If you can take full lotus, go ahead. So full lotus with your right leg, bring the heel in towards your belly button, drop the knee down as much as you can. You want to keep that foot lifted. Reach your right hand out to the side, turn your thumb down, wrap around your back and catch your foot. And then from there you can fold forward. If that's not available to you, don't overtax your knee. That's ridiculous. Right foot above your left knee, you can rest your elbows on your shin. Maybe start to bring your hands to the floor. Press your chest down towards the thigh. Hold there. I'll see if I can get you in a side profile. It's easier to see. 1. So if you're modifying, flex the right foot against your left arm. Bend your standing leg more. Chest up. 2. Resist your arms back. Pull your belly back. Chest forward. Gaze up. 3. If you're in lotus, flex the foot so the heel digs into your belly. Keep the rib cage over your heel. 4. You're just massaging your spleen. It's great. And 5. Okay, inhale, lengthen your head up or straighten your leg. Exhale, stay there. Next, inhale, work your way all the way back up. And exhale, release. Other side. Inhale. So again, if you can, go ahead, take your left foot into a half lotus. Foot up high, then lengthen your knee down. Left hand out to the side. Turn the thumb down, wrap the arm around to catch your foot and fold. Again, you're not doing that if it's not available. You don't want to overtax your knee. Your knee is a hinge. It doesn't like to play that game. Okay, otherwise holding here. And that's 1. So if you're modifying with me, flex your left foot against the right arm, bend your standing leg and look up. 2, resist your arms back, press your chest down, contain your pelvic floor. 3, if you're in full version, flex the foot into the belly, keep the rib cage over your heel. 4, so you're squishing out your liver. And 5, inhale your head up or straighten your leg. Exhale, stay there. Next inhale, work your way back up. Exhale, release your foot. Come back to the front. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, we're going to do a Surya Namaskara, a sun salutation into a warrior or a seated position, Utkatasana. So inhale, bring your arms up. Not sit on the floor. You'll see what I mean. Exhale and fold. Relax your lower back. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, push into your hands. Step or jump back again. You can hold plank or lower to chaturanga. Keep your core contained. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Okay, this time we bring both feet to the front. Gaze forward, inhale, step or jump both feet forward. Keep your knees bent, inhale the arms up. Utkatasana, 5 breaths. 1. If you can, feet together, knees together, bend your knees more. 2, and it's like you're chopping your arms forward. As you do that, pull the rib cage in and tail forward. 3, lifting that pelvic floor to the rib cage, shoulder blades away from your ears. 4. And 5, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your head up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower down. Contain your pelvic floor. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Turn your left foot into a 45. Step the right foot forward. Stay low. Inhale, hinge with your pelvis coming up. Reach your arms up and hold. 1, strong back leg. Bend your front knee more. Right hip back, left hip forward. 2, lift that pelvic floor up. Pull your ribs back. Right hip forward, contain your front, arms up. 1, strong back leg, bend the front knee more. 2, lift your pelvic floor all the way to the ribs. Contain the ribs, grow tall. 3, chop your arms forward. Rib cage back, tail forward, bend the front knee more. 4. And 5, open up your palms. Warrior 2 position and breathe. 1, really curl your back toes inwards. Now open up the knees to the wall behind you, stretching across the front. 2, lift that pelvic floor up. Contain your ribs, but you grow tall away from strong legs. 3, if you want to find your shoulder blades, turn the palms up to face the ceiling. Keep them there. Now bring the palms down. 4. And 5, straighten your left leg. Turn the feet to the front. Exhale, bend your right knee, but keep the weight moving back. Hold there. 1, opening up the knees to the wall behind you. 2, lift your pelvic floor completely all the way to the ribs. Contain the ribs. 3, turn your palms up to find the shoulder blades, then turn the palms down. 4. And 5, exhale, bring the hands down. Step your foot back and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, full breath. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. We're going to do a runner's lunge. Inhale, step your right foot outside the right hand in a runner's lunge. And this is a pose. Maybe you can come down into your forearms, but keep your gaze up. 1, strengthen your back leg. We're stretching the front of the left hip flexor here. 2, draw your right hip back and left hip forward. Lift that pelvic floor completely. 3, dragging your elbows back, reach your chin forward. Breathe. 4, deep inhale. 5, exhale, bring that hip and you twist up. Maybe bend your back leg, catch it with your right hand, and then twist up. 1, lift your pelvic floor, contain your ribs, and go long. 2, with your left hand, pull the ankle, twist your chest up. 3, if you're binding, pull the foot towards the hip, lower your hips down. 4. And 5, release your foot back, come back up onto your hands. And we're just going to push into our hands, straighten your front leg, drag it back, and lower chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog, full breath. Notice the difference in your hips. Exhale, downward dog. Other side, inhale, left foot outside your left hand in a runner's lunge. So this is a pose. Maybe you come down to your elbows, but keep your back leg lifting. Hold there. 1, strong back leg. 2, squeeze your legs in, left hip back, right hip forward. 3, keep your gaze up, lift your pelvic floor completely. 4. And 5, okay, right knee down. Right hand grabs onto your left ankle, and left hand on the hip, and you twist up. Maybe you bend the right leg back, catch it with your left hand, twist up and hold. 1, with your right hand, pull on your ankle, twist up, lift your pelvic floor completely. 2, continue your core shape to help you find length, and then you twist. 3, if you're binding, pull the foot towards your hip, lower your hip down. 4, and 5. Okay, release your foot back. Come back up onto your hands. We'll just straighten your front leg and then swing it around. Contain your core as you lower down. Inhaling upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Seated position. So again, we're going to try our jump forward. And if you want to take a break here, take a break just for a second and watch. I'm going to keep my gaze up, bend the knees. When I'm in the air, I cross the shins and land on the tops of my feet. So bend, cross the shins, land on the tops of my feet. And from here, walk through, walk through, walk through, and straighten your legs. Try that. Downward dog, bend your knees, gaze up, launch. Cross your shins, land on the tops of your feet. And then walk through as much as you can. Okay. So we're here in Dundust, straight legs. Quads have to be active. You're still lifting your pelvic floor. Hands beside you with your fingertips pointing forward. Breathe. 1. So legs draw into the hips. Lift your pelvic floor. Grow tall with your core. 2, push your hands down. Shoulder blades go down the back, and they push forward into the chest. 3, squeeze your feet together like you have $1 million check between them. Grow tall with that energy. 4. And 5. Okay, inhale your arms up. Legs are strong. Legs are strong. Exhale, lengthen your rib cage forward. Lengthen it, lengthen it, lengthen it. Don't drop. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then grab onto your feet. Totally fine if you're bending your knees. I'll bend them with you. That's fine. You hold here. 1. Deep inhale. Lift your pelvic floor. Slow exhale. 2. Maybe you slide the heels forward. Your legs don't have to come straight. 3. Your thighs slide back. Lift your pelvic floor. Lengthen your rib cage forward. 4. And 5. Inhale your head up. Exhale, release the pose. Hands behind you 6 inches. Purvottanasana for a counter. I need my mat. Roll your shoulders forward. Lift your chest up. Hold your belly and lift your pelvic floor. Inhale. Heels down, hips up, head back. And that's 1. Shift more weight to your feet. 2. Hold your belly in. Lift your tail up. Hips up. Lift your pelvic floor. 3. Shoulders forward, chest up. Push your feet down. 4. And 5. And lowering down. Well done. You can take a break here or take a vinyasa. So for vinyasa, cross your shins, push into your hands, and from here you can jump back. Lower chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Exhale, lead with your belly, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees. Again, let's try that jump again. Bend your knees, jump, cross, land on the tops of your feet, then walk your feet through. Lower down. Keep your left leg straight. Bend your right leg back, and we'll just massage, or not massage, just move the leg and the hips so we're releasing some of the tight tendons. Okay. Swing your bent leg towards the left hip. We're going to interlace the fingers in front of the shin as you roll your right hip forward towards your left knee and then grow tall. Hold here. Bring that knee toward, or your shin towards your chest. And that's 1. 2. Keep a strong left leg. Grow tall. 3. Flex your right foot. Bring the heel higher and the shin closer to your chest. 4. And keep favoring your right hip toward your left foot. And 5. Okay, release the foot. You can stay here if you want for another 5 breaths. Otherwise, grab onto the calf. We're going to pull the knee behind the shoulder and bring your left hand down. So this is already a pose. You can hold that. Maybe catch the outer edge of the foot. Start to work your leg straight. My left shoulder won't actually let me do this. But eventually you're going to look underneath your left armpit as you straighten your right leg. It's going to come all the way like that. Hold there. 1. Strong, straight leg. Work your right leg straighter. 2. Right shoulder blade. 3. Strong left leg. Lift your pelvic floor. Growing taller. 4. And 5. Okay, release the pose. If you want to do the fancy vinyasa, you chop the leg down. Push with your hands. Lift your hips up. Drag them back. From here, lift your left leg up. Bend the left leg back. Straighten your right leg forward. And then swing your right leg around. Inhaling upward dog. And if you face plant, that's okay. Exhaling downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, come forward. Right leg straight, left leg back. And again, totally fine to massage the leg and the hip socket a bit just to loosen up some of the tendons. Then interlace the fingers. Swing the bent leg towards your right leg. Grow tall. Breathe. 1. Flex your left foot. Bring the heel higher and the shin bone closer to your chest. 2. Strong right leg. Lift your pelvic floor. Now roll the left hip towards your right foot more. 3. Shoulder blades down the back as you grow tall. Keep breathing. 4. And 5. So you can stay here again for another 5 breaths. There's no loss of karmic points. Or you grab onto the calf from underneath, draw the knee behind the shoulder, left hand down. Right hand catches the outer edge of the foot, and you slowly work that leg to straight. It doesn't have to come straight. And eventually gaze underneath your right armpit. Hold there. 1. Strong right leg, grow tall. Lift your pelvic floor. 2. Try to push your left hip down, extend your right foot or left foot up. 3. Left shoulder blade down the back, growing tall, bringing your chest through the leg more. 4. And 5. Okay, let the leg come down and pinch on top of the left shoulder. Hands down, inhale, hips up and back. Maybe lift up your right foot. Maybe bend the right leg back, straighten your left leg forward, and then swing your left leg around into chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Face planting is an option. Exhale, downward dog. And if you want to try your fancy jump, go ahead. Bend the knees, cross the shins, land on the tops of the feet. Eventually come all the way through. Okay. Left leg straight. We're going to bend the right leg back into Tirumukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Say that 5 times fast. So the right leg is in a half hero's pose. You can stay here with the hands beside you. Maybe catch onto your left foot with your right hand or both and fold. But you have to keep that right hip down. That's not negotiable. Breathe. 1. So push the top of your right foot down. Squeeze your knees in towards each other. 2. As you squeeze the knees in, draw your right hip down. Now lengthen away from your right hip. That's the trick. 3. Right hip stays down. You keep finding length away from your right hip. 4. 5. Inhale, head up. We're going to counter. Bend your left leg. Left foot comes beside the right foot. Hands behind you. Inhale, lift up your right hip. So that's a pose. Maybe come down onto your elbows and hold there. 1. Lengthen that right knee forward and down. Right knee pushes down. 2. As you push your right knee down, lift your pelvic floor and bring the tail up. 3. Shoulders forward, chest up, drop your head back. 4. And 5. And lowering down. Okay, slowly work your way back up. You can take a vinyasa or switch sides. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales every time. Full exhales every time. Keep that core working though. And if you want to try to jump through, go ahead. Bend your knees, gaze up, jump, cross your shins, land on the tops of the feet. Walk forward. And it's going to feel awkward. That's normal. That's a good thing. It means you're doing something right. Right leg straight, bring your left leg back into a half hero's pose. So some classes we do this both at the same time. Today we're doing it separate just so that we can isolate different muscle groups at one time. So you want to keep that left hip down as much as possible. You can fold forward with your hands down, maybe left hand on your foot, maybe right hand. But if you find that this is happening, get out. Come back and level the hips, okay? Hold there. And that's 1. Pushing the top of your left foot, squeeze your legs in towards each other. They don't touch, you find the action. 2. As you push your left foot down, keep that left hip down, lift your core. Now lengthen forward. 3. You're lengthening away from your left hip that's glued to the floor, forward. 4. Deep breath, good. And 5, and you'll come up. And next time we're going to bend the right leg, right foot beside your left knee. Knees in towards each other, then inhale, lift your hip. And 5, and lowering down. Okay, slowly work your way back up, swing around. And if you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead. Otherwise, take a break. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Nice and slow. Lift your pelvic floor. Exhale, downward dog. And if you want to try jumping through again, bend your knees, cross the shins, land on the tops of your feet. Push the floor away, round your front, round your back. Try to walk your feet forward until you come into a seated position. And we'll do a Baddha Konasana. So bring your feet together, knees out to the side. Lengthen your knees out to the side as much as you can. Don't push them down. Lengthen them out. That's the work. Maybe elbows come onto your thighs. Open up your feet like a book. Maybe you hinge your pelvis forward and bring your chin to the floor. Hold here. here with the hands behind your back too. 1, lengthen your knees out to the side. Hold your belly in and lift your pelvic floor. It'll intensify the work. 2, as you lift your pelvic floor, use the core strength to lengthen your chest forward more. Breathe. 3, use the elbows to push down into your thighs and keep lengthening forward. Chin, chest to the floor eventually. 4, 5, inhale your head up. Make 2 fists, put them behind your heels. Push your heels forward around your back, or you can bring the hands underneath your feet. Lift the feet up, head towards your feet. 1, you still lengthen the knees out to the side. That's primary action. 2, tuck the tail to the chest, try to bite the tail. 3, push your elbows down to your thighs, round your back, breathe. 4, and that's 5. Inhale, work your way back up, lift up your knees, and straighten your legs. So if you're not flexible, you keep the hands behind you and shift your chest forward. That's work. Maybe catch onto your shins or your feet. Again, you want to lift your pelvic floor. Stay strong in your legs, then lengthen forward. Don't drop, lengthen. Lift your pelvic floor and lengthen. Hold there. Stop at your tension point. That's 1. Press your legs down, lift your pelvic floor, contain that. Hold that strength and breathe. 2, hold your strength and breathe. Lengthen your rib cage forward. 3, shoulder blades go back as your sternum reaches forward. Breathe. 4, 5, inhale your head up. Exhale, stay there, do nothing. Next inhale, lean your weight back, lift up the arms, lift up the legs, catch your feet, hold there. Totally fine if you bend your knees. That's 1. If your knees are bent, lead the heels up. 2, otherwise point your feet if your legs are straight, drop your head back. 3, lift your pelvic floor, use the core to grow long away from your hips. 4, and 5. Okay, and cross your shins. You can take a break there or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales, upward dog. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, come into a squat. Jump the feet outside the hands. So if you're seated with me, we're going to separate the feet about mat width apart and come into a squat. If you can't squat comfortably, get some books, sit on some books. That's fine. Eventually, you're going to lower the hips down. The goal here is to make the hips touch the heels. They likely won't, but that's the direction they move in. Hold here. 1. So if you're here in squat, curl your big toes inwards. You're going to squeeze the knees on the arms more. 2, resist the arms back against the knees and grow tall. 3, try to draw your tail forward. Lift your pelvic floor, grow tall. 4, and 5. Okay, bring your hands down. We're going to prepare for Bakasana. And you don't have to lift up. You can just stay here. That's fine. Bring your hands forward. Lean weight forward. It's okay if your arms are bent. Maybe lift one foot or both. Maybe straighten your arms. 1, keep your gaze up. 2, squeeze your elbows in towards each other. 3, lift the heels up to your bum. Gaze up. 4, and 5. Jumping back from there if you can. Chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Otherwise, stay there and breathe. Lift your pelvic floor here. Exhale, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees. Again, cross your shins, land on the tops of your feet. Round your front, round your back. Walk your feet through. Big difference now. Okay, Mary chest. Left leg straight, bend your right leg back. You want about a hand distance between your foot and your thigh. Reach your right hand forward, turn your thumb down, and resist the leg back. You have the option to bind, but you have to keep that right hip down. If the right hip raises, you've lost the pose. Now breathe. 1, push into your right foot. Lift your pelvic floor and keep that right hip down. 2, resist your right arm back, right hip down, lengthen away from your right hip. 3, bring your right shoulder back and left shoulder forward so you square them to the front. 4, 5, inhale, come up, we'll just switch sides. Straighten your right leg, bend the left leg back. Again, there's about a hand distance between my foot and the thigh, so I have room to come forward. Reaching forward, lengthening. So if you're doing this, if your left hip is lifting, you've lost the pose. Don't do that. Keep the left hip down, extend your left arm forward, turn your thumb down, and resist the leg back. Sure, you can bind. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. I like the control of here. Hold there. That's just a personal choice. Breathe. Do what works for you. 1, push into your left foot. Drop the left hip down, now lengthen away from that left hip. 2, lift your pelvic floor. Try to bring your left shoulder back and right shoulder forward. 3, left hip down, use your core strength to lengthen forward towards your right foot. 4. And 5, inhale, work your way back up. And release. And you can take a break there. Or vinyasa, inhale, pick up. Exhale, separate jump back and lower. And everyone's breathing together. Full inhales, whether you're moving or whether you're breathing. Full exhales, whether you're moving or breathing. Gaze forward, bend the knees, come forward to a seated position. And we'll start to do some navasana and some core work. So, lean your weight back. You can grab onto the ankles, lift up your heels, shins parallel to the floor. Maybe release your feet, hold here. 1, maybe straighten your legs. 2, chop your arms down, lift your chest up, breathe. 3, lift your pelvic floor, maybe lift your arms. 4, this makes it so interesting. 5, twist towards the left, hold there. 1, lift your rib cage up and twist from the low waist. 2, let your feet come up higher. 3, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. 4, 5, inhale up for 1 breath. Exhale, twist towards the right, lower the hands. 1, feet up, I know it's hard. 2, lift your rib cage up, twist from your low waist. 3, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, feet up. 4, and 5. Inhale, coming back into center for 5. 1, everything's light, it's evaporating. 2, coming up. 3, chop your arms forward, chest up. 4, and 5, cross your shins. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathe. Okay, we're going to do Navasana. That's boat pose. Then go to sunken boat, come back into boat pose again. And then we're going to practice some lifting. Lean your weight back. Lifting up your legs again and again. If you can straighten your legs, hold here. 1, chop your arms down, chest up. 2, legs right into the hips. You go tall. 3, chop your arms down, chest up, shoulders back, chest forward. 4, don't come down now. 5, we're going to lower down into sunken boat. This is option 1. 1, so feet are above the floor, head above the floor by a foot. 2, maybe reach your hands back, keep your head up. 3, maybe separate your feet. 4, and 5, hands in, feet in, work your way back up for 5. 1, chop your arms down, chest up. 2, lift your pelvic floor. 3, shoulders back, chest up. 4, and 5, cross your shins. Very well done. We're just going to lift for 1 second. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathe. Deep breaths. Okay, so when we're doing all that core work, again, we're using a lot of oxygen. We have to take a lot of deep inhales. I'll try my best to remind you. It's challenging when you're in the pose and talking through it and trying to remind people what to do, especially when you can't see them. But I'll do my best, I promise, okay? Let's get a couple of books to help you lift. So I've got my Oxford Dictionary and Encyclopedia of Natural Medicine. It's awesome. There is no crime in using books. You're not cheating if you're using any props to help you lift. That's nonsense if someone's told you that. And if you want to challenge yourself to go deeper, use smaller books. Eventually you don't need any books, but it depends. I'm a bit taller, I have longer arms, so I have some advantage when I'm lifting, but I have a disadvantage in back bending, so that this is part of the nature of the beast. Okay, come onto your seat, hug your legs, and try to keep the legs close to your chest after you release them. Hands are just beside your feet. Bring the hands onto your books, lean your chest forward, inhale, lift up, maybe lift up 1 foot or both. And that's 1, lift your hips up. 2, pelvic floor up, knees up. 3, knees together and up to your chest. 4, and 5, and lower down. Breathe. Deep inhale. Relax. Do that again. Good. And we're going to roll over onto our shins. Lulasana, pendulum pose. So, books are beside you. Push into the hands. Round your front. So you're pushing the floor away, rounding your back. You need to have that roundness. Tilt to your chest. Okay, inhale. Push into your hands. Lift your knees up. Drag your feet forward. Maybe lift 1 foot or both. Hold there. 1, push the floor away. 2, tail to your chest. 3, heels to your bum, knees up. 4, breathe. And 5, and lower down. Well done. Breathe. Let's come back onto our seat. Hug the legs into your chest. Breathe. Okay, now we're going to practice swinging back, and this is going to prepare us for next class on Sunday. We're going to break down jumping back. Today we broke down jumping forward. So here the blocks are beside your hips. Hug the legs in. You can just watch the first set. Okay, just watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to lift up and inhale. Exhale, just step the feet back. Step them forward. Step them back. Step them forward. So I'm getting used to bringing my hips back and my chest forward while my arms are straight. Eventually you lift the legs up and the feet and swing back. So it's an inhale, lift, swing back, swing forward, lower down. And do that again. Inhale, lift up, exhale, back and forward and lower. Try that. Hug your legs in. Inhale, push to your blocks, lift up. Exhale, swing or step back and forward, lower down, breathe. Do that again. Push to your blocks. Inhale, lift up. Swing or step back. Come forward. Lower down. Last one. Breathe. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swing or step back. Come forward. Lower down. Breathe. Okay. We're all going to do a vinyasa here. And we're going to hold upward dog for 5 breaths. So cross the shins. Roll over. Push into your hands. Step your feet back. You can hold plank or lower into chaturanga. Lift up your pelvic floor. Inhale, slowly lift up. Upward dog, hold here. And that's 1. Push your feet down, lift up your thighs. Your thighs are super strong here. 2, lift the pelvic floor to the ribs. Breathe. 3, drag the arms back and drag your rib cage forward through the arms. 4, deep inhale. And exhale. Okay, slowly lift your hips up. You can start to shift your hips back in towards downward dog. Hold here for a couple of breaths. If you want to pedal out the feet, go ahead. Do whatever you need to do to relax your lower body, your lower back. And then coming forward into a seated position. And lie down on your backs, preparing for back bends. Okay. Just want to get a side view so you can see me okay. So, a great way to start back bends is you just lift the arms up here behind your head. So now really opening up the lungs. And you want to slide the shoulder blades down the back. So when you lie down, they push up into your upper lungs. Very easy to take a deep breath now. Do that again. Relax your rib cage. So when you breathe, you take a nice deep inhale. Okay. So if you want, you can hold here for the entire time. I won't ever know, and I won't hold it against you. I'm still your friend. Otherwise, if you want, try to keep the heels by your hips. We're going to grab the ankles if you can. Push your feet down, lift your hips up. Tuck the shoulders underneath you. Hold here. 1, kick the feet into the hands like you're trying to straighten your legs. 2, and resist the arms back against your legs, hips up. 3, lift your pelvic floor. Breathe deeply. Inhale. 4 and 5, and lower down. So you can do that twice more. If you want to try Urdhva Dhanurasana, you push into the feet, lift the hips up, bring the hands by the shoulders and lift up onto your head. From here, squeeze your elbows in. It's okay if your fingertips come out to the side. Shoulder blades go down the back and into the chest. Hold that position of the shoulder blade. Then straighten your arms and then your legs. Hold there. Oh, this mat's too slippery. 1. Straight arms if you can. 2. 3. Favoring the inner edges of your feet. 4. Lifting up your pelvic floor. And 5. And lowering down. And last one. Whenever you're ready, go ahead. Inhale. Lift up. Hold there. 1. 2. If you're in Urdhva, straighten the arms. Shoulder blades down the back. Breathe. 3, either version, lift that pelvic floor. 4, totally containing your core shape. And 5, okay, lower down. Hug the legs into your chest, rock side to side, massaging your paraspinal muscles. And then rock up to a seated position. You can take a break there, or vinyasa. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales, upward dog. Full exhales, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward to a seated position. So if you want, I like to hug the legs in a forward bend. We're counterposing back bends. And you slowly fold forward from here. We're holding here for 10 breaths, so it shouldn't be intense. Hold there. Gravity's going to do the work now. 1. Every time you exhale, release your lower back. 2. Take in those inhales nice and deep. Taking in new energy. 3. And you're gently drawing your thighs back and gently lengthening your rib cage forward. 4. 5. 6. 7. Stay with your breath. Keep listening to your breath. 8. 9. And 10. Slowly work your way back up. If you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead. Otherwise, lie down on your back, preparing for shoulder stand. Sarabandasana. Inhale, pick up. And exhale, step or jump back and lower. Full inhales every time. I'm doing the nerdy tuck in right now. Exhale, downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, jump the feet towards the hands, and then walk your way through and lie down on your backs. So for shoulder stand, if you're tired, just lie down and lift your legs up. Right now, what we're doing is just allowing the blood to drain away from our legs and come in towards our heart and calm your nervous system that way. Otherwise, if you can lift up, go ahead. Inhale, hips up, hands on your lower back for support. Point your feet up. Hold there. 1. Contain your core shape. I know it's awkward. 2. Try to bring the elbows close together behind your back. 3. Try to favor your feet towards the elbows and the tail towards your face. 4. Sound the breath through your throat. You're squishing out your lymph nodes. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Bring the legs down behind the head for halasana. Your feet don't have to come down. Maybe they do come down and you interlace your fingers. Bring the hands down on the floor. Hold there. 1. Point the feet if you can. 2. Strengthen your legs. Draw them into the hip sockets. 3. Shoulders down, belly in, thighs up. 4. 5. 6. Look back towards the wall behind you. It'll help you breathe. 7. And 8. Bend your knees. Knees by the shoulders for Karnapidasta. It gets hard to talk. Hold there. 1. Feet together, knees apart. 2. And really bring the knees in towards your shoulders. 3. If you can, push the hands down into the floor. Otherwise, keep them on your back. 5. Look back to the wall behind you to help you breathe. 6. 7. And 8. Okay, work your way back up in towards a shoulder stand. If you can take full lotus, go ahead. Otherwise, cross your shins. Bring the hands on the knees. See if you can straighten your arms. Otherwise, keep your hands on your back. You just do what you can. Hold here. 8 counts. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Flex your feet if you're here. 6. Lifting your pelvic floor. 7. And 8. We're going to hug the legs in towards the chest. It's okay if you lie down on your back and hug your legs. That's totally fine. Otherwise, hold here. Maybe hug your legs here. 1. This is so hard to talk. 2. 3. Breathe in the backside of your rib cage. 4. 5. 6, 7, and 8. Hands on the mat. Use the arms like brakes as you lower down your hips. If you're in lotus, keep your lotus. We're going to go into Matsyasana, fish pose. So here, if you're in lotus, you bring your legs down. If your legs are straight, straighten them out in front of you. Hands underneath your hips. Lift your hip or your chest up. Tuck the elbows underneath you and drop your head back. You stay here if your legs are straight. Otherwise, grab your feet in lotus. Hold here. 1. Push your feet down. Arch your back more. 2. If you're in lotus, lengthen your knees forward and down and arch your back. 3. Lift your pelvic floor, containing your core. 4. Shoulder blades down the back, lifting up your chest. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Okay, release your bind. Release your lotus if you're in lotus. Lift your legs up to a 45-degree angle. Maybe bring the arms up parallel. Hold there. Uddiyana Padottanasana. 1. It's light. Everything evaporates. 2. Legs draw into the hips. Arms draw into the shoulders. 3. As you draw your arms back, lift up your chest. 4. Still lifting your pelvic floor. 5. Deep breaths. Deep inhale. 6. 7. And 8. Feet down to elbows down. Roll your head out safely. And again, you can rock up to a seated position and take a vinyasa, or step or jump back and lower down chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog, or you're taking a break. Sorry, with me. Exhaling downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, come down to all fours and prepare for headstand. If you need to move your mat against the wall for headstand, go ahead. If you're not practicing headstand, don't do it today. It's totally fine to watch as well. Otherwise, I'll demonstrate prep first, then I'll come into a headstand as well. So interlace your fingers, make your forearms parallel, and drop the crown of the head between the hands. So this part of my head is on the floor, not this part. That's going to stress the back of your neck. We don't want that. We want length in the back of the neck. So this is on the floor. Curl the back toes under and straighten your legs. And you hold here. Maybe start to walk in, and that's where you stop today if you've never taken a headstand. Eventually, you're going to walk all the way in, slowly work your way up. As your feet come up, your hips come forward and hold. 1. Keep the weight in your forearms. 2. Lift the pelvic floor completely to your rib cage. 3. Then lengthen your feet away from your hips. 4. Forearms down, rib cage in, tail and feet up. 5. Breathe. 6. Still containing your pelvic floor. 7. Lengthening your feet away from your core. 9. I think I skipped something there, but that's okay. And 10. Lowering down your legs, hips back behind you, hold there. 1. Holding in pike, strong legs. 2. Super strong legs, belly in and breathe. 3. I'll try not to skip any numbers here. 4. And 5. Inhale, work your way back up for 1 breath. And then exhale, lowering all the way back down. And then taking a very comfortable child's pose from here. There's no count in child's pose or in balasana. Head and shoulders roll forward and heavy to help you counterpose the headstand. Every time you inhale, open up the back side of the rib cage like it's a sail. And when you exhale, let that sail soften down on your spine. Draw the tail down towards your feet. There's no count, just take deep breaths. Be aware of the sound of your breath. Personally, I like to be in awe of my breath. It's a wonderful reminder that you're alive. Take a deep breath with that knowledge. Notice how the breath settles you, the breath grounds you, and it keeps you present. Okay. Slowly working your way back up. Take your time. You can just step your hands forward, step your feet back, lowering into chaturanga, or just come into seated. Slow inhales, upward dog. Take your time. Slow exhales, moving into downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward into a seated position. And if you can't take a full lotus, don't. Just take a comfortable cross-legged position. Maybe you catch the elbows behind you and fold forward. Some people in lotus can bind their feet. Go ahead. If this isn't comfortable, bring the hands in front of you and lower your head down. Maybe stack your fists and rest your head on your hands. So this is still a counter pose to headstand. Just be comfortable in a cross-legged position. And that's one. Head and shoulders rolling forward and heavy, no matter what version of the pose you're in. 2, keep deepening your breath. Hold that awe and wonder of the ability to breathe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you want, actually take a cactus for a second. Palms up like that. Keep the shoulder blades in place. Now release the hands down into your lotus position. Nice and open here in the upper chest. Hold there. That's 1. Press your legs down. Lift your pelvic floor. Grow tall away from the foundation of your legs. 2, keep those cactus shoulder blades moving down your back and forward into your chest. Keep the breath up here in the heart. 3, when you inhale, imagine white light coming into the face, the eyes, the forehead. And when you exhale, imagine gray matter coming out of your shoulder blades, out of your lower back, releasing more tension. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Release the gaze, release the mudra, preparing for Plithihi. If you want to bring in your blocks beside you to help you lift up, you go ahead and do that. So Plithihi is a lift. It's easier if you're in lotus. Try to bring the knees towards your chest, hands down, round your front. Lean the weight forward. Inhale, lift up. 1, knees to your chest. 2, curl the tail up to your chest. 3, push the floor away like it's hot. 4, it's okay if your feet are down, lift 1 foot. 5, thighs up to your stomach. 6, knees up to your chest. 7, rounding your front, push the floor away. 8, breathe. 9, lift up, you're right there. And 10, and lowering down. Well done. And you can take one last vinyasa. Step your hands forward, step your feet back, lowering down, chaturanga. Slow down your inhales into upward dog. Slow down your exhales into downward dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, coming forward to a seated position. And lie down on your backs, taking rest. So I like to bring in a book for a pillow. It's going to help you lengthen out the back of your neck. So bring the hands behind your head or underneath. Lift your head up and draw the chin in towards your throat. Keep lengthening your head back as you lay it down. Now, take cactus with your hands. Lift your hips up, shoulder blades go down the back. Hold the shoulder blades in that place. Now lower your hips down, maybe straighten out your arms. As you bring your legs down, lift your hips up. Lengthen the tail to the front of your mat so you flatten your lower back. And take rest there. We're going to be here for about 2 to 3 minutes. Rest is very important. Don't underestimate the power of rest. You need to let your body settle. So all the good work that you've been doing today is going to settle down into your body. Your body's going to memorize it, but it needs a break. Just take deep breaths and allow your body to settle down. Every time you exhale, let your body relax more and more. You want to imagine like your body is a stone that's been plunged into the middle of a pond. So every time you exhale, your body sinks deeper into that pond. Exhale, let your body sink deeper, relaxing more. Moving deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation, relaxing your body. It's as if you're a marionette and your strings have been cut. You keep moving deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. And we'll stay here for a couple more minutes in silence. Bring the awareness back to your breath and start taking deeper breaths. Bring the awareness back into your body. Start moving fingers and toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles. Slowly bring the legs back together behind the legs together and the arms up behind the head. On an inhale, come into a big stretch. Reach through your arms, legs, fingers, toes. Reach, 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 and just let it go. And bending your knees, rolling onto your right side. Use the right arm like a pillow And bring the left hand on the floor in front of your chest. Stay there for a couple breaths. And push into your left hand, come into a comfortable seated position. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, if you're joining me live. Again, I'm going to ask anyone who's joining me live today, if you can, please take a picture of yourself doing the practice and then tag it to @FlowandFluxLive and maybe tag 5 friends along, and then you get a chance to win a one-on-one consultation for about 15 minutes. And we'll workshop anything that you want to workshop in your practice or wherever you're feeling stuck, and I want to help you undo that. I hope this is helpful to you. And again, it's a free class. You don't have to pay. If you are making an income, though, I would ask you make a small donation, like $10 or $20, to a hospital or to a food bank or to a homeless shelter. But if you don't have an income, I want you to stay healthy, and I want this to be something that helps you throughout this time during a pandemic. But just forward a message onto someone, just to tell them that you're thinking about them, that they're special, so that you take a positive vibe and you move it forward just a little bit. We don't have to do great things. We just have to do small things with great love. So I hope that that's all you do today, if you do one more thing after this practice. But thanks, Français. Thanks for everyone who joined me today. I think I see Lana still there. Yeah, it's a real pleasure to see you guys today. I'm looking forward to seeing you again on Sunday live. This should stay up on the YouTube channel indefinitely, so by all means, take advantage of it. If you have questions, send me a personal message. Thank you, Francisca, for that. That was wonderful. If you have any questions, send them to me right away, and I'll address them either Sunday or the following Tuesday. And I'm announcing the next winner on Sunday as well for the whole tagging thing. So keep moving it forward for me and for you and for your friends. Peace to everyone. Thanks for joining me today. You take care.